You know, people people don't see what they've got. Not when it's right in front of them. No. They're too busy, too caught up in their little bubbles of self-importance to notice. You're just a piece on their chessboard. Someone they can push around, use, discard. It's only when you're gone, poof, like a ghost in the night, that they start to feel the weight of your absence. But by then, it's too late. You ever wonder why they do it? Why they treat you like you're disposable? Like you're nothing more than a shadow following them around? I'll tell you why. Because they think you'll always be there. Yeah. They think you'll stick around taking their crap, their insults, their betrayal. And you? Oh, you did. Didn't you? You stayed. You forgave. You made excuses for them. Because you thought, I'm just good enough? They'll finally see me. They'll finally care. Let me save you some time, kid. They won't. People like that. They only care about what you do for them. You're not a person to them. You're a tool. And when a tool breaks, you replace it. No sentiment, no second thoughts. Just gone. But here's the thing. The moment they lose you, the moment you disappear, that's when it hits them. It's like pulling the oxygen out of a room. They didn't notice it before, but now they're gasping for air. They start to feel it. The silence where your voice used to be. The emptiness where your presence used to fill the room. And oh, does it hurt? But you'll be long gone by then, won't you? You know what I love about pain? It's a teacher. Cruel, relentless teacher. And when you walk away, you teach them a lesson they'll never forget. But here's the kicker. You don't just leave. No, you leave better. You take all that hurt, all that anger, and you turn it into something they can't ignore. You become the storm they didn't see coming. The hurricane that rips through their perfect little world. Think about it. What's more powerful than revenge? It's not just about making them regret what they did. It's about making them feel it. You rise. You climb so high they have to squint to see you. And when they do, when they finally realize what they lost, that's when it hits them. They didn't just lose you. They lost the best thing that ever happened to them. But don't do it for them. No, no, no. You do it for you. You take every tear, every sleepless night, every moment they made you feel small, and you turn it into fuel. You become unstoppable, unbreakable. And when they finally crawl back, begging for a piece of the person you've become, you laugh. You laugh because they don't deserve you. Listen to me. You are not weak. You are not a victim. You're a force of nature, a storm waiting to be unleashed. And them? They're just spectators. Let them watch as you burn brighter than they ever imagined. But remember this, the moment they lose you is the moment they'll realize your value. And by then, it'll be too damn late. You think walking away is easy? Ha! No. It's the hardest damn thing you'll ever do. But it's also the smartest. See? They've spent so much time draining you. Your energy, your emotions, your soul. They don't deserve another second. Not one. You walking out, that's not you giving up. That's you reclaiming your power. You hear me? Taking back what was yours all along. Here's the funny thing about people. They take what's given for free and treat it like it's worthless. You give them love, loyalty, devotion, all those things they'll never find anywhere else. And what do? They spit on it. They treat it like dirt. Why? Because it didn't cost them anything. There was no price to pay, no effort to earn it. That's where you screwed up, kid. You made it too easy for them. Let me give you a little wisdom, free of charge. People don't value what's free. They only value what they had to bleed for, fight for. So now, you've got to make them bleed. Not with fists, no, ha. That's too quick, too easy. You make them bleed with your absence. You make them feel every second of the void you leave behind. And trust me, they'll feel it. Oh, they'll feel it like a knife twisting in their gut every damn day. You know what's poetic about it? While they're drowning in their regret, you'll be out there, thriving, building yourself up, turning into someone they couldn't even dream of keeping up with. And that's the kind of revenge that lasts. You don't hurt them with words or actions. No, you hurt them with success. You make them choke on the side of your happiness. And you do it without ever looking back. Oh, they'll try to pull you back. They'll call. They'll cry. They'll beg. You know why? Because people like that, they're parasites. They need a host to survive. And you've been their host all this time, feeding them, keeping them alive. But when you cut them off, when you leave them to fend for themselves, they'll shrivel up, they'll die inside. And all the while, you'll be out there, shining brighter than the sun. You see, kid, people don't change because they feel sorry. They change because they're forced to. Pain, regret, loss. That's what makes people rethink their choices. And you're their wake-up call. You're the hurricane that rips through their perfect little lives and leaves them standing in the wreckage, wondering what the hell just happened. And by the time they figure it out, you'll be long gone. A memory they can't forget. a ghost that haunts their every thought. And don't you dare feel bad for them. Not for a second. Because while you were breaking your back trying to make them happy, they didn't care about you. Not really. They only cared about what you could do for them. So now it's their turn to feel what it's like to be forgotten, to be ignored, to be nothing. You feel that fire inside you, that anger, that pain? Good. That's your weapon. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it push you to places you never thought you could go. Because here's the truth they never wanted you to know. You're stronger than them. You always were. They just made you forget it. They beat you down, tore you apart, made you doubt yourself. But now you've got the chance to rebuild. Stronger, smarter, better. And when they see you, when they see what you become, they'll hate themselves for letting you go. They'll wish they could turn back time, fix their mistakes. But guess what? They can't. There's no going back, no second chances. All they'll have is regret. And you'll have the last laugh. But don't get cocky. This isn't just about proving them wrong. This is about proving yourself right. You've been doubting yourself for too damn long. It's time to wake up. Time to remember who you are. You're not their pawn. You're not their punching bag. You're a damn force of nature. And once you realize that, there's nothing they can do to stop you. Walk out that door. Leave them behind. And when you do, don't look back. Not even once. Because they don't deserve you. They never did. And when they finally realize it, when they're sitting alone in the dark, drowning in their own regret, you'll be out there living the life they never thought you could have. That's the beauty of it, kid. The moment they lose you is the moment they'll realize your value. But by then, it's game over for them. And the game is all yours. You know, people like to think they're the center of the universe, that everything revolves around them. They take, and they take, and they take, like the world owes them something. But the second you stop giving, that's when the cracks start to show. They crumble like glass, dropped from the top of a skyscraper, shattering into pieces, sharp enough to cut themselves on. And you're the one who gets to watch it all happen. You ever notice how they only come running when they need something? They don't call to see how you're doing. No. They call because their world's falling apart. And they want you to be the one to fix it. You were their safety net, their fallback plan, the one who'd always pick up the pieces. But let me ask you this. Who was there for you? Who picked up your pieces? Nobody. You were bleeding, breaking, drowning, and they just watched. Let's call it what it is. Selfishness. Pure, unfiltered selfishness. They didn't care about you, not really. They cared about what you could do for them. You were a stepping stone, a crutch, a means to an end. And the second you stop being useful, they toss you aside like yesterday's trash. But here's the thing about trash. Sometimes it burns. And when it burns, it burns everything around it to the ground. That's what you need to do. Burn. Not in anger, not in hate. No, those things fade too quickly. You burn with purpose. You become a fire so bright, so unstoppable, that they can't even look at you without being reminded of what they lost. And the best part? You don't even have to say a word. Your success, your strength, your silence, that's what will destroy them. Because while they're busy trying to figure out where it all went wrong, you'll be out there building a life they could only dream of. And they'll have to live with the knowledge that they'll never, ever be a part of it. That's the beauty of walking away. You're not just leaving them behind. You're leaving them in the dust. You're showing them that their words, their actions, their betrayal, it wasn't enough to break you. Oh, we'll try to twist it. Of course. They'll call you selfish, cold, heartless. But deep down, they'll know the truth. They'll know they pushed you too far, took too much, and left you with no choice. People like that, they only understand loss. They don't learn from kindness, from second chances, from forgiveness. No. They learn from pain, from regret, from watching you become everything they'll never have. And that's where you come in. You've got the power to teach them the lesson of a lifetime. But you've got to be willing to walk away first. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a guy, someone just like you. He gave and gave and gave until there was nothing left. He let people walk all over him, use him, take everything he had to offer. And when he finally hit rock bottom, you know what he realized? Nobody cared. Nobody was coming to save him. So he picked himself up, piece by broken piece, and he turned into something they couldn't ignore, something they couldn't control. And when they came crawling back, begging for a second chance, he didn't even look at them, because he finally understood his worth. And so will you. Here's the thing, kid. You've got two choices. You can stay here, stuck in this endless cycle of giving and forgiving, breaking and rebuilding. Or you can walk out that door and never look back. You can take everything they tried to break in you and turn it into something indestructible. The choice is yours. But if you ask me, There's nothing more satisfying than watching the people who doubted you choke on their regret. You know, it's funny. People always say, oh, just forgive them, move on, let it go. Like forgiveness is some magic cure for betrayal. But here's the thing they don't tell you. Some things aren't meant to be forgiven. Some scars are supposed to stay. They're reminders, see? Little whispers in the dark that keep you sharp, keep you focused. Because without those scars, you'd forget what they did. You'd forget the pain, the humiliation, the way they made you feel like you were nothing. Forgive and forget? No, don't forgive and never forget. Use it. Use every sneer, every betrayal, every stab in the back as fuel. Let it burn inside you, not as hate. No. Hate eats you alive. Let it burn as purpose, as drive. Every step you take away from them, that's you reclaiming your life. Every achievement, every milestone, every damn breath you take after you leave, that's you proving they were wrong. You think they'll be happy for you when you succeed? No, no, no. They'll be seething, boiling, because the one thing people like that can't stand is seeing someone they underestimated thrive. It eats them alive, you know? Watching you grow, watching you succeed. It's like watching a bird they tried to cage finally take flight and realizing they'll never be able to catch it again. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. You owe them nothing. Not your time, not your forgiveness, not even your anger. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve a single second more of your life. Because every moment you spend thinking about them, hating them, resenting them, that's time you could be using to build something better. Something they'll never be a part of. You know what they're afraid of? They're not afraid of losing you. Not at first, anyway. No. They're afraid of what you'll become without them. They're afraid that you'll realize you never needed them. That you were stronger than they made you believe. And when you do, oh, that's when the tables turn. See, people like that, they thrive on control, on keeping you small, dependent, desperate for their approval. But the second you break free, the second you show them that you're done playing their games, that's when they panic. That's when they start clawing at the walls, trying to drag you back. But you don't go back. Not ever. Because the minute you do, they win. And you're not here to let them win. You're here to rise. You think this is about revenge? No. Revenge is petty. Revenge is small. This is about power. This is about taking every ounce of pain they gave you and turning it into something unstoppable. You don't just rise above them, you leave them in the dust. You become the kind of person they can't even touch. And that's what kills them. Not your anger, not your hate, but your indifference, your success, your refusal to let them define you. Because at the end of the day, they don't matter. Not anymore. The only thing that matters now is you, your future, your happiness. And trust me, kid, the moment you start putting yourself first, the moment you stop caring about what they think, that's the moment you win. That's the moment you take your power back. And when they finally realize what they lost, when they're sitting there staring at the empty space where you used to be, drowning in their regret, that's when you'll know it was all worth it. Not because you wanted to hurt them, but because you wanted to heal yourself. Because you wanted more for your life than being their pawn, their punching bag, their second choice. You think they're gonna stop you? That they'll somehow pull you back? Ha, no. They're too busy drowning in their own arrogance, their own stupidity, to even realize what's coming. You see, people like them. They don't notice a storm until it's right above their heads. And by then, it's too late. Let me tell you something about people who underestimate you. They're cowards. Every single one of them. Oh, they talk big, act like they've got it all figured out. But deep down, they're terrified. Terrified that one day you'll figure it out. That you'll see through their lies, their manipulation, their games. Because the second you do, their little empire comes crashing down. And that's where you are now, isn't it? You've figured it out. You've seen them for what they really are. Leeches, feeding off your kindness, your loyalty, your strength. They took everything you had to give, and then they demanded more. And you gave it. You gave it because you thought they'd finally see you, that they'd finally appreciate you. But they didn't, did they? Of course not. People like that, they never do. They don't care about you. Not really. They care about what you can do for them. You are nothing more than a means to an end. And now that you've got nothing left to give, they're already looking for their next victim. But here's where it gets fun. Because now, it's your turn. Now, you get to be the one who walks away. And trust me, kid, nothing, and I mean nothing, hits harder than being left behind by someone they thought would never leave. It's a wake-up call, a slap in the face, a knife in the gut, and they'll feel every second of it. But you don't feel sorry for them. You don't look back. You don't waste a single second worrying about how they're doing. Because they didn't care about you when you were bleeding for them, breaking for them, killing yourself to make them happy. So why the hell should you care now? You know what you do instead? You rise. You rebuild. You take every single piece of yourself they tried to break, and you turn it into something they can't ignore. You become the kind of person they can't even dream of keeping up with. And when they see you, when they finally realize what they lost, oh, that's when it hits them. The regret, the pain, the emptiness, and it'll eat them alive. You ever notice how people only appreciate something when it's gone? A flower, a sunset, a damn glass of water. It's all taken for granted until it's out of reach. And you were the biggest thing they took for granted. You were the one who kept them afloat, who gave them meaning, who made them feel like they were worth something. And now they'll have to figure out how to survive without you. And let me tell you, kid, they won't. Not really. You see, regret is a funny thing. It doesn't just hit you once and go away. No. It sticks. It festers. It grows. And for them, it'll be a constant reminder of what they threw away. Every success you achieve, every time they see you happy, every moment they're stuck in their miserable little lives while you're out there thriving, it'll be like a dagger to the heart. And here's the best part. You don't have to do a damn thing to make it happen. You don't have to say a word. Just be. Just exist. And let your existence be the thing that destroys them. Because that's the truth, isn't it? The moment they lose you is the moment they'll realize your value. But by then, it's too late. You'll be out there living your best life, and they'll be stuck in their little world of what ifs and could have beens. And that, my friend, is what they deserve. You're still sitting here, huh? Guess that means you're starting to get it. Good. That means the fun part's about to begin. You ever notice how quiet it gets when you leave? Oh, it doesn't happen right away. At first, they're too busy convincing themselves they didn't need you. They laugh. They shrug. They act like your absence doesn't matter. But then, the silence creeps in. And silence? Oh, silence is a killer. It wraps around them like a noose. Tighter and tighter. Until they can't breathe. And that's when it hits them. The little things. The things they never noticed before. The sound of your voice. The way you made them laugh. The way you were always there when they needed someone to lean on. Those little things, they start to feel like gaping holes in their world. Holes they can't fill. Holes they can't ignore. See, people think loss is about the big things. The fights, the breakups, the dramatic exits. But it's not. Loss is about the little things, quiet moments, the everyday gestures, the things they didn't even realize they depended on until they were gone. And you were their everything, even if they were too blind to see it. But don't you dare let that soften you. Don't let their regret, their tears, their begging pull you back in. Because the truth is, if they cared, if they really cared, they wouldn't have pushed you to the edge in the first place. They wouldn't have taken you for granted. Wouldn't have treated you like you were nothing. And now they get to live with the consequences. You think they deserve a second chance? No. They had their chance. They had 1,000,000 chances. And every single time they chose themselves. They chose their pride, their ego, their selfishness. So now it's your turn to choose yourself, to put yourself first for once. Because if you don't, they'll drag you right back into that black hole, and you'll lose yourself all over again. People like them. They don't change. Oh, they'll act like they've learned their lesson. They'll cry, they'll apologize, they'll promise to be better. But it's all an act, a trick to pull you back in. Because deep down, they're still the same selfish, toxic people they've always been. And the second you let them back in, they'll do it all over again. You've got to be stronger than that. You've got to be smarter. You've got to remember every single thing they did to you. Every insult. Every betrayal. Every time they made you feel like you weren't enough. And you've got to use it. Use it as a shield. As armor. As a reminder that you're better off without them. And don't you dare let anyone tell you otherwise. Not them, not their flying monkeys, not the little voices in your head trying to make you doubt yourself. Because you know the truth. You know what they did, how they made you feel, how they broke you. And you also know you're not going back. Not now. Not ever. Because here's the thing, kid. You're a survivor. You've been through hell. And you've come out stronger. They thought they could break you, but all they did was sharpen you. And now you're a weapon. A force of nature. And they're nothing but dust in your rearview mirror. You don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your forgiveness. The only thing you owe is to yourself. To be better, to be stronger, to be happier, and to never, ever let anyone make you feel small again. So go. Walk out that door. Leave them behind. And don't you dare look back. Because the second you do, you're giving them power. And you're done giving them anything. From now on, it's all about you. Your life, your happiness, your future. And trust me, kid, it's gonna be a hell of a future. One last thing. When they finally realize your value, when it hits them like a freight train, you won't even care anymore. You'll be too busy living the life they never thought you could have. And that's the sweetest revenge of all.